F150 has landed in Australia. We've been privileged enough by the team at Titan Ford to allow us to have one for a weekend. And I must admit, this has been one of the best weekends I've had in a long time. I've had the F150 Lariat version, mind you, so this is the top of the range, for the entire weekend, and including Friday as well. So it's been a bit of a long weekend for me, and I have enjoyed every moment of it. This is new to the Australian market and not converted to right-hand drive, remanufactured. We'll talk about that a bit later on. Power, oodles. Torque, tons. We'll talk about that later as well. But in short, V6 twin turbo, 3.5 litre, adequate horsepower and torque, 4.5 ton of towing capacity. This thing has everything you ever wanted. All the latest features that all new cars have, plus a lot more. We'll go through a heap of them. You probably think it's a bit of an issue in the F150, not at all. Apart from all the driving parking aids, this car, even without those aids, very easy to park. As you can see from the video, this is a standard car park bay. I'm in a suburban car park, and we're not sticking out the front of the bay. We're not sticking out of the back of the bay, and we're certainly not over the left or right side of the bay. So in terms of its intrusion on parking bays or car parks, I think it's a bit of a fallacy what people say about North American trucks and how they take up a lot of space. This vehicle certainly does not do that. So, like every car these days, I guess, electric seat, electric steering wheel, you can move the pedals up and down as well. I really like all that stuff. So I've got there in a position that I'm really comfortable with at the moment, in terms of backwards and forwards and how I'm seated in the car. Honestly, my view here isn't obstructed by anything. I have a really good view. What I really love about the F150s, and they've had this for some time now, is this step away here, or this cut down in the window. So blind spots are almost negated in this car. We have a really clear view of both mirrors, and this cutout that they've designed here in the doors really allows for really some great viewing out the left and the right of the vehicle, so you really can't get yourself into too much trouble. Okay, so we're doing the turning circle test right now. These piers are roughly approximately 15.3 meters apart. The alert has detected that I am pretty close to that one there, but we're fine there. No problems. and we are fine there as well. So yeah, I'll measure it correctly and I'll put the measurement up in the video when I edit it, but a rough estimation is that's 15.3 meters in diameter. Now we have to remember this is a full-size North American truck and has the ability to tow 4.5 ton. Okay, and we just seen the payload that it can carry on the back as well. So at the end of the day, 15.3 meters is quite wide, but let's compare apples with apples here. At the end of the day, I wouldn't expect it to be any less. One of the features on this Lariat that I probably wouldn't go for myself is the sky roof. And that opens the full length of the cab. So on a day like today, you want a little bit of ambient light through, you can do so. It also has sunroof capabilities. I'm not going to open that because there's been a bit of drizzle around today and I don't want to get wet. Now let's just talk the business end of the F150, which I'm sure most of you have tuned in to listen to. The F150 makes 298 kilowatts of power and 678 Newton meters of torque. Now I don't want to compare it to other vehicles, but let's just compare it to another Ute version that's well supported here in Australia. Starts with a 7 and ends in a 0. The F150 is making double the power and 200 Newton meters more. F150 10-speed auto. That's 4 more than that other vehicle I just mentioned that starts with a 7 and ends in a 0. The delivery of power is phenomenal in this vehicle. And while we're talking performance, let's talk towing. Because the F150 can tow 4.5 ton. That's 1,000 kilos more than that other vehicle I was just talking about. It's doing all this from a V6 3.5 litre twin turbo petrol engine. That's right, petrol. So the delivery of torque, considering this is petrol, is phenomenal. We should talk about towing as well while we're here. In the F150 Lariat, you have the option of trailer assist for those that when they're reversing may not be competent yet. If you fit some sensors to your trailer, you can also use the trailer reverse mode. So you simply steer the trailer, not the vehicle, the trailer, from this knob here. We should talk about the sound system while we're here. It's the B&O Unleashed sound system in this vehicle. It's absolutely amazing. It's one of the things I really have enjoyed listening to in this vehicle. Has none less than 18 speakers. 18 speakers. Let's have a listen. For the record, that's on a radio station. I'm not a big fan of Jennifer Lopez, but it just happened to be what was on the radio station at the moment. So this vehicle would be pitched at a myriad of different markets. I see it as tradie or builder, even sales people as well. Depends on the sort of job. But at the end of the day, I spend a lot of time working inside my car. And one of the features that I had to show you in the F150 is this. The shifter sticks out, as we know. However, they have thought of this. Check this out. I absolutely love that. And check this out. And now I have a complete workbench. I can put my laptop here. I can put quotes here. I can put even my clipboard with notes that I am using for today here and read, go through it. Tick, tick, tick. It's absolutely magnificent. I really love this. So the $1 million question you're probably asking at the moment is, how costly is this to run? I'm just at the petrol station now, and I've put in Ultimate 98 because I think a boosted motor really needs to be running on 98. Anyway, long story short, we've got the figures here. Basically, this vehicle at the moment is averaging 14.5 litres per 100 kilometre. I must admit, there's been a lot of stopping and starting. We've been shooting video with it stopping and starting and doing small circles and basically parking tests. So that figure's probably overinflated a little bit. But anyway, that's what it is with my test. I've put not even 100 kilometres on this vehicle. Way under that actually. I'm only 40 odd kilometres. So yeah, we haven't put many kilometres on it at all. But yeah, interestingly enough, that's what the figure is. So yeah, I guess it is petrol, but it is boosted as well. So performance comes at a cost. It's only 3.5 litres, but 298 kilowatts and 678 newton meters of torque isn't going to come from thin air. So it's interesting, while I've been filming this at the petrol station, there's a homeless guy going around to all the people in their cars asking for money, but he hasn't come up to me. I feel like when you're in the F150, you may be stereotyped. So what are some of the downfalls? Look, there's really not many at all. I'm really in love with this truck, and I must say it doesn't have any downfalls really, to be honest. If I'm being critical here, I guess we could argue that it's quite a long truck, and will it fit in most garages? Probably not. But Australia and the world is changing. We've gone down a path previously. We've become very environmentally friendly. And that's not to say that this vehicle is not environmentally friendly. In actual fact, I think it is. But we're seeing a swing back to large cars. We're seeing a swing back to outdoors and back to larger vehicles and on-road presence. And that's what this vehicle represents. It represents a changing of the way Australians are starting to think. And we can still be environmentally friendly. We can do all those things with big cars.